Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So if you farm or you have a homestead and you have animals, there are three things you're always thinking about: feed, fence, and water. Water's been an issue for us around here. We've had some challenges with water, not just the house water, but challenges with watering our animals. But we think we've come up with a nice solution that's really not too difficult to put in. So hang out with us for a little bit. Let's show you what that is. You can do this. If you need to figure out a better way to water your animals, you're going to want to see this. Pay attention. You can do it. Hang out with us for a little bit. For those of you that have been with the channel any length of time, you know that we depend a whole lot on this water hose. And I've probably got, I'm not kidding y'all, there's probably 20 sections of garden hose on this farm that's currently feeding water to animals somewhere. What we're going to do today, we've rented this baby. This is a trencher. We're going to put a trench in all along where our fence line is or is going to be on this meadow. We're going to put about 1,000 feet of black plastic pipe, polyethylene pipe, 3/4 inch, in this field. So the first order of business is we're going to trench this thing in. We got this rented for the day. We're about halfway through the day. We've not got it started yet because we had chores, had to move cows, all that kind of thing. But we're going to put us a trench in, and we're going to put some black plastic pipe so that we've got water points at about every 100 feet along this bottom here. And we've got another little tool. We'll show you that. We've ordered, we bought some stuff. Show you what we're going to use there. But let's get this trencher fired up. We're going to let JW run this thing. He's their equipment expert. See if we can get us a line put in, save us a bunch of time, a bunch of money, and make sure we got our animals plenty of fresh, clean water where we need it to be. So back last fall, we got this well down here in the corner, and we had that well, we had power put to it, and we ran some lines so that we could get the yard hydrants in like this. So what I'm doing is I'm digging down, and we found the water line. There's water and power buried together, so we had to be real easy, but we found the water line. Now what we're going to do is we just got to manually dig a trench from where that water line is over to where our new line is going to be. And it's just, this is just manual digging, that's all this is.
It's a whole lot of fun driving that machine backwards. I mean, that's just the greatest invention ever. Let's make a machine that you have to drive backwards. Yeah.
All right, so JW and I were talking, and this right here, we rented this thing from a rental company here in town. $150 for the day? Yep. $150 for the day. And it's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, this, if we had, there's no, number one, there's no way to do this by hand. The only other way I would have tried to do it would have been, I've got a single bottom plow. We would put that on the tractor and tried to trench. That just makes such a mess. That just don't work. But anyway, this worked out great. We're only burying this about 12 inches deep, which is probably, I don't know what the frost line is here. That's probably not below the frost line, but if it freezes 12 inches below the ground and freezes this water line, I've got bigger problems than a froze water line. So 12 inches is what we're going with. So we've got it in. We kind of ran out of, this is an area where the cows, they had access to this pasture here for a couple days, different sections, and they kept coming back here to lounge, and they pugged it up pretty bad. We had about a little over 2 inches of rain. So we ran out. This is as far as we can go, and we've got our pipe in. And we used all but, you know, there's about 10, 15 feet there. And also, Robert is here helping us today. If y'all remember Robert, Robert is the guy that we helped process his chickens. That was about 2 weeks ago? Yes, sir. About 2 weeks ago. So he wanted to come down and help. And so I texted him last night. And he said, yeah, he was available. So been a godsend. He helped us move cows and do chores and has helped us put some pipe in today. So I tell you, it's nice to have folks that'll come out and help you. All right, we got the line in. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to work on putting our plastic connectors together. I'll show you all those and how this thing works. But This is going to make our lives so much easier, ain't it? Yeah. a whole lot easier. So, all right, we got line in. Okay, so here's the magic in this whole system, and that's these. These are Plasson quick connects, and this is the female side. And what happens is we take these and we'll put a T connector on it, like so. And then this T connector will fit into that 3/4 inch black plastic pipe that we just put together. And we're going to place these at strategic locations across the pasture. Now the trick on this, JW's going to show the way this deal works. We've got this other end right here, and we'll connect a water hose line or something to this so that we have a connector. And then this end simply slides down in there, locks in place, and as soon it works like an air hose. As soon as you lock that in place, you've got pressurized water. As soon as you release it, the water stops. So this gives you a ton of flexibility and a lot of different places across your pasture where you can have water. So we're going to put our T connectors together on these, and then we'll go out in the field and start plumbing all this stuff in. Back here a little bit. Does that look good? Yeah. All right, y'all. Builds up a lot of air pressure, don't it?
Yeah. The pipe's nice and hot.
Yeah. Oh, hang on just a second. That needs to be rotated just a little more, like so. There we go. That's all right. No, it worked. It still worked. I think it's the power of suggestion, because that dirt's hot on my knee. Think. Another one. We just keep putting them in, don't we? Okay, about the last thing that we got to do is we've got to tie into our main line, and it's right here where this blue post is. And we've decided to put a shutoff valve in the line going out to the pasture out here. And to access that, we bought one of these little, it's just a irrigation shutoff box that goes down in the ground. And that shutoff will be inside of that. It'll just sit down on the ground. So when you turn it off, we can turn it off. So we got to talking and thinking about it. If we ever had a leak and we needed to isolate this line, we could isolate the line. And whenever we're ready to put on to the end, we can shut it off, go out to the far end, and tie in, add more hydrants. Just makes sense to be able to isolate this. So, you know, when surgeons perform operations, they cut the smallest hole they can.
It's a good thing I'm not a surgeon. To leave you with some battle scars.
Very nice. So we're still smoking. All right, so we put our T connector in here. Come out to the main line. So here's our shutoff that goes out to the field. We put our box down in there. We still got to fix all that. And then it runs, you know, underground out to the field, and whew, we'll see if it works. So here's how we ended up kind of securing our connections that are in the line. We took a piece of 6-inch PVC and dropped it down in the ground around that, and then we put a cap on it with a piece of rope as a handle. Now what we may have to do is come in here and drill us a couple holes in the side of our upright, so that whenever you get to pull the lid off, you don't create too much of a suction. But down there is our connector. So all we gotta do is pull the lid off. We'll go down here and flip our lid up on this, plug our other end in, and boom, we got pressurized water. So that's how we secure these. This makes them easy to see, so if we ever you know, decide we need to, whoops, if we ever decide we need to come in here and mow this pasture for hay or something like that, they're up out of the ground nice and tall. They're easy to see from a distance. You're over there in the field. Okay, where's our closest connector? You can see your our pipe coming up out of the ground. So that should work out really nice. So, all right, I think all that's left is charge and test the system.
So far.
Nope. All right. We'll open the valve. Oh yeah. It pushed some water out that way, didn't it?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's go check and see if we got any water in the field. I guess that's next, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay, here's going to be the tail of the tape. So this is our first one. So first off, we're looking down in there for any leaking around our connection. And I don't, you see anything?
No. It
Don't look like we're leaking. No. All right. So now, in theory, what should happen when JW plugs that end over here, right there, into that right there, we should have pressurized water on the other end. So here is where I would insert some suspenseful music. Maggie, you might get a bath here, honey. You ready? Oh, looky there! Ha ha! She works!
Pressurized water.
Pressurized water. What do you think about that? Ain't that something?
That's nice.
All right, now, as soon as he unhooks it, it stops. As soon as he unhooks it, it stops. There's a little, yeah, just where you took it apart. How cool is that?
That's nice.
Look what we did. Are you done?
That is nice.
All right, well, let's go check the rest of it. Yeah, boy. Bunch of air. But you know, that's kind of comforting.
Oh, yeah.
Because we know that it's tight. See how much pressure we got here too. Not quite as much pressure as we had up there, is it?
Not quite as much, but it's about the same as.
What you getting in a garden hose?
Plus, you'll actually get more whenever you put the garden hose on it and run it out there because it goes down.
Yeah.
Inside, you'll get more pressure.
All right, so there's the system. Was not a bad project at all. I think we've probably got maybe 7 or 8 hours in everything. I don't have an exact total. We've probably done it for right at $1,000, maybe a little bit less. But this thing right here is a game changer. To be able to plug into that little box anywhere across this field and have water it's huge. We're going to eliminate a bunch of this garden hose, which eliminates an opportunity for leaks, breaks in the line, just having to pull that stuff. I mean, just having to pull, you know, a couple 100 feet of water hose to water your chickens. I mean, it's a huge, it's a time drain, it's an energy drain, and after a while, it starts affecting your psyche. Let me tell you, get out here in this 95-degree heat and pull a water hose half the day, and it'll make you question why you're farming. But anyway, I think that's it. Please keep us in your prayers. We still got water issues at the house. We got to get that fixed, but we're closer than we were. But please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.